Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have audio on this? Yes, no, maybe. Yes. Okay, Jeff, thanks. Um, this is Marilyn, and it's the afternoon edition of Welcome to My World. It's about 2:30 on the 29th of December, which is a Wednesday, crude oil inventory day. And I thought I'd take just a second. Um, I missed the noon one because I lost the internet, and then I lost a workspace and the feed, and oh, what a mess. Technology is just wonderful. All we need to do is have it all working at the same time. So, got everything back up, so I should be really good for tomorrow, I hope, unless the same thing happens again. But um, we had a lot of movement in all of these markets, just across every market you could think of. The indices took everybody up for a while and then turned around and went down. Uh, Today it looks like the ES might have been the strongest one on this move down because it really moved down. But they all move pretty much in unison. And I think I mentioned to you this morning about the 10-year note auction at 1 o'clock or 1 minute after. And we saw a big turnaround in bonds. Tomorrow is the 30-year bond auction at 1. So if you have never traded this before, I would not suggest you start tomorrow, but it is well worth watching to see how those markets respond to that auction. The dollar is way down, and the euro is screaming up. The yen is a real happy camper today. I think the Japanese they're they must be celebrating now that they've been told they're not in a recession. So we'll have to see. Gold had some nice trades today. Um, it it kind of followed the indices for a little bit, but there were some very nice trades. Um, I took my I took all of my sharpshooter charts, and the one I've got on the camera is the same. And I put that there's a generic, just the swing on it indicator in there. I'll show you where it is. It is, if you go to indicators, you have to take this and scroll way down here under S. It's right here. And then you have to probably make the colors on it whatever you want it to be. But I found this really easy, especially if you're watching more than one market. But even on one market, it's very easy to see where these swings are. So if you're looking for those breakout uh, trades, it's just another little helpful thing to have on there. I made mine blue up or down because I'm not using it to know whether it's going up or down. I just want to know where it painted that low. For instance, if you're waiting for this when it goes up and you're waiting for it to break through here again, you've got a marker right here on your chart without having to draw one or go around and measure a bunch of stuff. So let's see. Crude oil, of course. We got we got some movement out of this. It usually moves, but it got very happy for a while. It didn't last very long. But somebody sent me a chart, and what they were trying to do is trade a bunch of chop, and I think it was right in here on their chart. And it was real obvious when you looked at the chart, there was a lot of bad guy country in here. Anytime you get to these major streets like this green ice or settlement, and today we had settlement right with the midline. But these things, when you get there, that's a major place for the bus driver, and they are likely to weave back and forth across that street. So, especially if it's been a big run and you're waiting for it to go on down or up, just be aware that if you've taken a trade from, say, let's just say, for instance, that you took this one up here off of the deviation or off of this big magnet or the smaller magnet or what turned out to be an old E right here. But these were all good entries, and even clearing this deviation right here. Um, if you took that, and this has made such a nice move, and it moved from right up here when it put in the high of the day, what's this, about almost 39 down to around 38.15. That's an 85 tick move. You can expect this bus driver to stop. He's going to stop, and he's going to fool around right here because he's got a lot of passengers getting off. Um, they're taking their profit from down here, and he's got a whole bunch of other passengers that are now trying to get on. So these bars are going to go up and down and up and down. This doesn't usually make for a very good entry. But if you wait to see, for instance, on this X right here, if you wait to see that thing down, the like it did right here, this one where it put in this E, and then it really was going to go on down. But these are like these ice levels are kind of like giant daily magnets. So you can expect that. I personally do not like to sit through this nonsense. It just makes me crazy. Some people will trail their stop with the MVP predictor, and that's a great strategy also. I just don't like the up and down. Kind of makes my head swim. So I think that's about it. Tomorrow we now have a lot of people. I think we've got people in Europe. I know Fabian is in France, and he's up bright and early and in the room. I mean, it's not bright and early for him, but it sure is for us. But tomorrow there's going to be news at 3:30 coming out of Switzerland. There's economic news, and then a whole lot of it at 7 a.m. about the UK. If you trade those markets, I would also suggest that you check the Apex website, the news tab, because Daryl is really good about putting trades for these kinds of economic announcements and news in that tab. And even if you're not actually trading those, you might try to do some of those in demo and until you've got the confidence, because there's a lot of people that trade news only. That's all they trade, and they do very, very well. So don't discount trading the news. Where you get in trouble is when you don't see it coming and you step out in front of that moving bus without realizing what's going to happen, and it'll run over you. So pay attention to the news. And then tomorrow at 8:30 we've got Canadian and US news. At 10:30 is natural gas. At 1 o'clock, this ought to kind of, we'll have to see what happens here, but at 1 o'clock is the Buba president in Germany is going to speak. And right 1 minute after that scheduled thing starts is the 30-year bond auction in the U.S. So I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. And we've got lots of people posting charts and sharing trades and asking questions and putting in what they did right and putting in what they did wrong, because we all learn from that stuff. You can mark up charts and send them to Lori's the real chart gal, especially for those of you that are doing these scalps, because she is definitely the queen of scalping. It's almost like she invented it. Anyway, there's lots of help. If anybody needs any help, be sure you ask, because it's the only way we know to try and get you pointed in the right direction. Not a problem at all. And anytime you ask questions, we got so many people in here now at times, and everybody's sharing charts and what have you. If you don't get your question answered, it's just that there's more chat coming through here than anybody can keep up with. So don't hesitate to just ask again. Ask until you get an answer. That is not a problem. You're not being obnoxious or driving anybody crazy. So please take advantage of that. So I think that's about it for today. I will come back at 8:30 in the morning and carry on. And for those of you who don't realize this room is open in the evening, and there are people in here trading Nadex. And I think some people may be trading futures too. I'm not sure. I'm not a night owl, but if that's the time that you can trade, don't hesitate to check into the room. So I will come back tomorrow morning at 8:30, and we'll take it from there. This has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll see you in the morning.